At 11.
Thanks for joining us for 12 News at 11. I'm Jill Croce.
And I'm Audrey Maneshne. We begin tonight in Broome County, where multiple people were arrested following a shots fired incident in downtown Binghamton Saturday morning.
Police responded to 100 Susquehanna Street, Building A5 at around 6 a.m. on Saturday and found evidence of a shooting. During an investigation, police say that two men were shooting at each other in the area and that one of the suspects was in the building. It was also found that occupants of the apartment allegedly began picking up shell casings. While executing a search warrant on the apartment, police took 2 adults and 1 juvenile into custody. During the warrant, police also say that several people became hostile, leading to the arrest of 3 more people. For the full story and those lists of charges, head to our website.
Now, moving just south of us in Long Island, 2 people charged in a human remains case were indicted today on murder charges. They're accused of killing 2 people and dumping their body parts in several places. Suffolk County prosecutors upgraded charges today against Jeffrey Mackey and Alexis Nevias in connection to body parts scattered throughout Long Island in late February and early March. The duo pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. Attorneys for Mackey shared the connection isn't totally plausible.
It's a loose connection as far as my investigation has gone. Obviously, that is his girlfriend that he was arraigned with today. However, the relationship with the 2 victims is very loosely connected, and we're not sure really how that came place.
The defense attorney for Alexis Nevias echoing the thoughts of Mackey's attorney, saying they're prepared to fight any evidence brought forward to criminalize Nevias.
They're going to present their case based on the evidence that they have, and we are going to fight that. My client from the very beginning of this case has maintained her innocence. She claimed that she did not do it. I do find it interesting that 4 people were arrested originally and only 2 have been indicted on murder at this time.
The charges are for the deaths of Malcolm Brown and Donna R. Keneally, whose dismembered corpses were spread through the Long Island area. The charge carries a minimum of 25 years and a maximum penalty of life in prison. Coming back to Broome County, a Sanford man with prior felony charges is facing charges for possessing illegal weapons and drugs.
This all went down on April 27th following a traffic stop in the town of Windsor. That man is now identified as 37-year-old Scott M. Hanrahan. During the traffic stop, deputies found cocaine in his car and a loaded AR-15 style rifle.
Hanrahan had 2 prior felony convictions and is charged with the following: criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd degree, 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon in the 3rd degree for having a large ammunition device, criminal possession of an assault weapon, and criminal possession of a controlled substance. He's now in custody here in Broome County.
In Shenango County, state police executed a search warrant at a farm off Route 29 in New Berlin after a complaint came in about animal cruelty on the farm, and a warning. Some of the details are disturbing. After arriving to the scene, police and the Susquehanna SPCA found around 15 animals already deceased and had to remove 107. Cats, dogs, and many horses were just some of the animals on the farm living in those deplorable conditions. Officials with Susquehanna SPCA say rescuing the animals was not an easy task.
In this case, it was multiple farm animals, multiple companion animals, and, many sick, injured, otherwise neglected. And so that made it very difficult and challenging.
3 to 4 animals had to be put down as their conditions were beyond care. Those that were rescued are now being taken care of, and no arrests have been made as of right now. On a lighter note, the Shenango County Environmental Management Council held its annual Shenango River Trails Spring Cleanup event on Saturday.
And this was the 3rd year for this event. According to the Environmental Management Council, about 40 volunteers came out to the river trails ready to clean up the area. And the goal of this event is to keep the garbage out of the Shenango River, which can further pollute waterways. Usually, the day ends after volunteers finish with the trail cleanup, but this year the group had some more cleanup ideas up their sleeves.
We had a group of volunteers who cleaned up a lot of the garbage that was behind the bowling alley, and we've heard that there was also some other volunteers who cleaned up a bunch of the area behind Aldi's, and then they were going back potentially this week to clean up the rest of it that was behind the bowling alley.
Butler says that last year they were able to collect about 2 tons of garbage. They haven't gotten the officials' number just yet, but he says if he were to guess, it was just going to be about 1 ton. And 36 veterans took the trip of a lifetime to our nation's capital on the Twin Tiers Honor Flight Mission 17 over the weekend.
2 of those vets had a personal time at the Vietnam Memorial. Edward Greger and Walter Lovelace made their way down the memorial wall, locating the names of the fallen, leaving behind bracelets or sharing the stories of other vets who never made it home. For Greger, it is important to say a prayer for one vet from his hometown of Edwardsville, Pennsylvania, Bernard Rapinski.
In Vietnam, a Vietnam era veteran, and I worked on the F-4 Phantom, and just to hear that he got shot down on a plane that I used to maintain the electronics for the radar, for the Sparrow. It was, I had to pay a visit.
And continue to stay with us throughout the week as we bring you the stories of our local veterans who made the trip on Mission 17. The Southern Tier Heart Walk organization celebrated its 35th anniversary on Sunday with its annual Heart Walk. The event is a life-saving experience and a fundraiser for the organization. The goal for this year's fundraiser was about $375,000, and through online donations from multiple community organizations and the money raised from the walk on Sunday, the organization was able to surpass its fundraising goal, raising a little more than $375,147. The group plans to use this money to further heart disease research in the Southern Tier.
And also, April 27th marked National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, and the Broome County Sheriff's Office, along with the Broome County Health Department, participated in this event. There were about 6 locations around the county that were collecting unused or expired prescription pills, ointments, and sprays. According to the Sheriff's Office, they were able to collect more than 500 pounds of prescription medicine. The medication will be taken to an out-of-state facility and safely disintegrated. But if you missed out on Drug Take-Back Day this weekend, don't worry. The UHS Investel is offering another free way to safely dispose of any unused medicine that you might have. And for that information, you can head to our website, WBNG.com.
New York is now the first state in the nation to mandate paid prenatal leave. The move was included in Governor Kathy Hochul's $237 billion budget for the fiscal year 2025. According to Hochul, employees are now able to receive an additional 20 hours of paid sick leave for prenatal care in addition to existing sick leave. Hochul says studies show that prenatal health care is highly correlated with improved health outcomes for mothers and infants. She adds that pregnant mothers who have access to regular prenatal medical visits are less likely to die in childbirth.
And staying with the government tonight, she announced about $7.3 million in environmental justice community impact grants. The goal of this funding is to help communities that are most vulnerable to the impacts of pollution and climate change. The grants will support community organizations that address environmental justice issues with innovative solutions.
As jobs in solar construction are rising throughout New York, a new report from Cornell is finding concerns over the quality of these jobs.
The survey through the Climate Jobs Institute found that many solar construction workers may not receive benefits and are subject to racial disparities in pay. Of the 260 workers surveyed, 60% say they did not receive benefits, with Black and Hispanic workers more likely to report not receiving them. Also, many workers say they're being paid per panel installed, and experts say that practice could incentivize unsafe conditions in the pursuit of productivity. Cornell experts also added that more than half of respondents considered stimulant use a problem on New York solar work sites. Well, coming up in 12 News at 11, Iowa, Nebraska, and Oklahoma saw a devastating round of tornadoes just this past week.
We go to a small town in Iowa where a family is picking up the pieces and trying to restart their life. Full report is just ahead. But before we head to break here at home, there's your live look at downtown Binghamton. Quiet weather this afternoon, but can we expect overnight showers? That answer and more just ahead with Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges.